This is a $17 pizza. There's 6 slices. It was a total of, I think, like $20. Yeah, almost $20. Like bite-sized pizza. Anyway. No one is ever going to find out how horrible it was, because if they were following us when we went to the mall, when we used to go ice skating when I was like 8 years old, 8 to early 9 years old, to 7 to 9 years old, then they had to have been people that followed us here. I know, because we used to come here all the time with my father. He'd just read the newspaper. I remember my dad looking at Frankie, and I don't know if it's because I said something, but I remember the sweat smell, and I was like, it was very uncomfortable, and I was like, what is it? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? What the heck is... And I remember my dad just looking at him, and he was like upset and just like start reading the newspaper. So depending on how that lifestyle goes for those individuals, he says, well, that's just the way life is. We've already stopped the people that were doing this, but those are the after effects of what had happened. But I remember playing with Frankie, and there being tears in his eyes, bleaching red. And I'm trying to remember exactly what I had said, but it's so hard and vivid. I mean, I remember this smell 100%, and I drew the drawings of this. This is the original place. 35 years ago, 35 to 36 years ago, we used to come here. I was 5 years old. It was right after Michael Jackson. I'm sitting down at this sort of cafeteria with little kids, kind of the settings that were like little kids, 10-year-old kids, 7-year-old kids would be eating with all the other kids. How Frankie would have been as a kid. It scorches my mind and emotions to think the trauma that he was going through. No child should ever go through something like that. But it was all about Keno and 97 on the beat and the Cooper family. That's all it was about. And the president. No, those are cowboys and those are American flag. All we're asking was a normal life. You can keep your Michael Jackson. And they did anyway, huh? I remember coming here. I think I came here maybe once with my mother. I know I came here for my birthday, because my dad celebrated the same birthday. And I remember my dad looking at Frankie like, and he was just kind of like doing this and set the newspaper down. Because what do you do when your son, this happens and everything's already cleaned up? It's the after effects that you watch and realize. And, it's so barbaric. I remember Frankie's eyes being red. I don't know if it was because he was in extreme pain. I don't know. Could have been more mental or emotion. But you're going to get Kenneth Cooper at the radio station for Barack Obama. Yeah. The blacks and Michelle Obama. Because you're going to get Donald Trump, Ken Cooper, and Madison. Oh, shit. Anyway. You got these little pizzas. Imagine being a little kid and this happening. And adults coming, the homosexuals showing up. Oh, you're a good boy, Frank. You don't say nothing. You see, you're okay. You're fine. You see, this is for Ken, you know. Oh, no, this is for Michael Jackson. You see, you're a good little boy when you're just... The mental poison you're projecting on Frankie is... It's impossible. I'm telling you right now, it's impossible. You will not come out right. You will not. Because it is all about Michael Jackson and the political movement. I wonder why they triggered that. I mean, why did that happen? I still don't know why. Who makes, fairy wishes? It really does happen. I wish I could have met Chuck E. Cheese himself, as a kid. It's a pretty good pizza, but very expensive. A Mario, a Luigi. When I was a kid, I used to think that me and Frankie were Mario and Luigi because we were the same age. And as you can see, Frankie's older than me, and I'm Mario because, I had the mustache, early mustache as a kid. We used to go to 7-Eleven. And I go, hey, Frankie, because when Frankie was 11 years old, I was 7 years old. And we used to go to 7-Eleven. And I go, hey, wait a minute, Frankie. You're 7 and I'm 11? We're 7-Eleven. We're Mario and Luigi. We used to say that. I used to say that to him, but I remember that very distinctively. Because we used to go to 7-Eleven. I'm like, I'm 7, you're 11. We're 7-Eleven. And I used to watch Mario, the original Mario cartoon show, which was in the late 80s. And since Frankie he looks kind of like Luigi, kind of a slender face. And I had a little more rounder. And I had a mustache, distinctive mustaches, because Frankie was taller than me. It was kind of like the duo of us together. So when I used to watch this show when I was like about 4 years old, the Mario TV show, the original, it always kind of set in my mind that we were teams, and that may have pivoted and helped a lot to later in the future what was going to happen to us and to him. What does that play in his mind, knowing that that's happening to him, and he watches the TV cartoon shows as a kid, and then I'm Mario, and to him it has to plague his mind, like, oh, Mario's helping me save from the horrible monsters. He's helping me all the time with the horrible monsters. But you're not supposed to really think of that. It's a different set for a kid. You're supposed to be living in a fantasy world and be a kid. Now think about President George Bush and Barack Obama and how they did it for Kenneth Cooper and the American flag. I wish my mother was healthy. I wish she would have. You don't understand how, nobody knows how much she fought. No, I mean, this is so treacherous. You got Michael Jackson. You know how many people are coming at you? Came at my father. And I remember Frankie having red eyes. And I don't know if he was trying to wipe his tears away before he went to my dad. But I remember his eyes were red. Like petrified. Like he I don't know if it was because of pain. Or what the circumstances or something could have scared him, because back in those days he had Chuck E. Cheese stage, and for those that remember the Chuck E. Cheese little robots that would move, and there were puppets, there were giant life-size puppets, and maybe through flashbacks it scared him. He seemed to be acting, I remember, erratical. Like he was acting erratical. Like, you know, not like violent, just like erratical. Like, and like I want to say we were in the little stage audience area, because the playground was on the left, the little stage was on the right, and we're walking, and I remember, you know, standing there was nobody there, and all the lights on the stage and dark where all the seating is, and he goes, and he just does this, but he seemed to act radical, like I don't know, like the same way that I talked about that when I was a little kid. I remember being in first grade, and I remember running out in the playground, and I was looking at Frankie on the playground, and he was pinned his back up against the wall, and I drew pictures of this, and I remember I tried approaching him, and he smelled so awful, and he was completely like, any real mother or heterosexual real female mother would be crying to see how he was, what he looked in his eyes, and he was just talking to himself, and he kept on going he would run over to the gravel, touch it, grab some rocks or something, and then he would let go, and then he would run. He goes, no, I can't go over there. No, I can't go over there. I can't. And this is when I was in first grade, Miss Hall's class. I remember very distinctively running outside of the playground at first grade class. And Frankie continued that behavior, imagine here. So that radical behavior continued, and they trained him and they groomed him in school, because guess what? Don't say nothing, because he sells the tickets. This is too much for me. Oh God. People don't even have any fucking idea how bad the armies are. There's too many of them. There's no hope. It's all for Kenneth Cooper, you know, the radio station, the sacrifice of the police department, the sacrifice for Sarah Cooper, the sacrifice. And my mother's just shit in Frankie's mouth. My mother's twin is. My mother is. I'm the last, survivor. I feel like the last survivor of the Holocaust or something. I'm lucky to even somehow be alive. I think I should have died a long time ago, because the power is overwhelming. Well, Frankie's okay, but I really like this little plate. They got a black colored guy. You know, there's not too many cartoons and mascots we have, or Mexican, Italian, that are good people, right? There's not too many of them. God bless. Oh, Frankie's okay.